Turn it up. Yo, let's go. Welcome to the OG HQ, where you get the real talk from the realest too. Ain't no cap, it's always true. We that new, this ain't the view, so stay tuned. We about to go.
Okay, OG, we're back at another OG Headquarters podcast episode. Listen,
Yeah.
we're gonna do something a little different today.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have girl talk.
Yeah.
Girl talk between you and I, and we're gonna talk to our people out here.
Yeah.
Life's been lifing.
It has. Feel free to join in, leave questions. We'll answer you back.
Yeah. And with that being said, some people sent over some comments
Yeah.
and some discussions that they wanted to talk about. Don't get me wrong, we're going to continue bringing our guests and our friends on and sit down with us, but we also want to engage with you guys and talk about what you want to talk about. And so that's what we're going to do on this episode today. With that being said, again, we said earlier, life's been lifing. Just a couple of weeks ago, the case against Jay-Z, let's just jump into it. The case against Jay-Z was dropped. It was the one with him and Diddy was being accused.
The 13-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. And it's been dropped. I'm going to say it.
What's it?
I'm glad, thank goodness.
I am too. Because we're going to get into that. I'm just...
Well, let's get into it because Jay-Z made a quote and he said, and before I get started, we're just going to have a grown folks conversation.
Right.
That's what you all asked us to do, so that's what we're going to do. When we talk about what we're about to get into talking about, it's very sensitive, we know. And so we do not take light to any victims that have been victimized in any kind of cases of the such. But now, in this situation, this man has been basically exonerated for these accusations, and they are no longer, the case is no longer in existence.
Not at all.
It has been thrown out.
So it makes you...
And this is something that he has spoken on
right.
for a while, his innocence, meaning as Jigga, and both Diddy and, Diddy has said he's innocent as well. But we're going to focus on the factor that Jigga said on the day of the movie premiere of his daughter,
with Blue Eye
Blue,
mm-hmm.
He felt like a gun was pointed to his head.
Mm.
And that was deep for me.
That's deep. That's deep.
And the reason why it was deep is because we do live in a day in today's society that there are victims out there.
Mm-hmm.
There are women who have gone through things. But now there are men who are targeted.
Exactly.
And whom become victims against attorneys and lawyers who have
freeloaders,
who are vultures. And again, these are our opinions.
Yeah, these are our opinions.
And, but who set out and accuse and allegedly accuse people of crimes that they have not committed.
Correct.
And they don't care whether it's true or not. They are just going for a money grab. What I call legal extortion. And so basically, from everything from Jay-Z's side of it, that's what it's been. They have been using the legal loopholes to bring about a case that has accused him of allegedly doing harm towards a young lady.
But my thing is, the only reason why this case is coming about is because Diddy had a case. Had Diddy not had a case, we never would have heard of this.
Possibly.
Allegedly. But I just, my opinion is yours. I mean, it kind of makes it hard to, with the Me Too Act.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Like, how do one protect themselves from this happening to them? I mean, again, it was a very unfortunate situation, but it's happening to a lot of people now. And it puts you in a predicament that it's like sometimes you're finding like you don't, when you hear things, you don't know whether, okay, is that true or is it not true? Are they telling the truth? Should we be, because you say, why would this woman lie? Or why would this person, or why would they lie? Why would they say this? But the reality of it is, unfortunately, there are women out there that make it hard for true victims. There are women out there who try to manipulate the system and blatantly try to destroy or throw out there that I will destroy your life if you don't give in to my demands.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's wrong.
It's very wrong. I mean, having a grandson,
yeah,
you know, in college and he plays football and just knowing that he can be, what the word I want to use, I can't think of it right now, but just saying
it's like you want to be so protective of him.
That. Yeah, because I want to protect him from this world that we're now living in.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's like even when in college, I also tell him if a girl says no, no means bounce up out of there, get away from around her.
Okay.
I'm out. And I also told him, don't go to nobody's room. Always let people come to your room. Because he's in a situation, and even like playing football, I always like wonder, like worry about him being like, you know, stuck in the midst of what's going on with all this Me Too, Me Too, Me Too. He did it. I mean, you can just look up cases where a lot of young black men have been accused of things and found out that they didn't do it. So it's a scary situation. And again, like she said, Tish said earlier, we're not saying that nobody is wrong or right. You know, this is just our opinion. I just feel like it's kind of hard now to believe a lot of things when people come out. It might be a real victim. It's just like the little boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you don't really know.
Because I believe they're saying this attorney now, what does that mean for the other cases that he's brought up against Diddy? And I think they're saying that he can't practice
law
in New York.
Right?
And so now it brings up that how many more of these cases are fraudulent?
Correct.
You know, and so that, and it puts me in the mindset having my son, having my nephews,
right?
Like we are now, like we sit down with them, we have talks with them.
You have to.
I have a talk with my nephews, and Scooter will tell you, and the other boys will tell you that, like, and I be straight up with them, like,
me too.
You must protect yourself. At this point, you're almost at the point where if you don't have any witnesses, especially if you don't have any witnesses,
right, it's your word against hers.
It's your word against hers. So how do you protect yourself? What does that look like? So for me, it's almost like you need to get on video. Listen, before we lay down,
and
like,
you can't even do that.
What?
Video them.
No, them on the video themselves saying they consent to.
Oh yeah, then that'd be That's so sad, though.
I mean, it's sad, but it's the world that we're living in.
Yeah, it is. And I also told my grandson I always ask a girl for ID. You know why I say that?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of underage girls with false ID, and we know false ID is everywhere now. And he's at a HBCU. He's at a college campus that is open, so people can come on the campus. So you know what I'm saying? I said check ID. Make sure people are these young girls are the legal age.
Yeah.
Because you don't even want that type of charge. You know, it's really sad the world we live in.
It is, because 10, 15 years ago, when a guy say, like, jump on the plane, OG. I want to, fly out, and we have a great weekend and a good time and go on vacation. That was just what it was. You thought, we're going to have a good time, go fly out. But like now they describe it as
sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Damn, I was getting sex trafficked. Oh, well, whoa. There would be a lot of crimes. There'd be a lot of people under the cell if that was the case back then.
It's not. I mean, so it's like,
if you consent to something, I don't even understand how this persona is started anyway. Because if a woman goes somewhere, she's basically, you wanted to be there.
You're consenting to do it. You
consented to go. If he in New York and I'm in Atlanta and he fly me to New York, I could have said no, I don't want that flight, or I could have not boarded that flight. Right. So how is that sex trafficking? Mm-hmm. I know, it's really crazy because there'll be a lot of young men. There'll be a lot of, not a lot, but there'll be a few young men that will be charged.
Jet setting.
Because I was on the jets, baby. I was on them jets. I was taking trips and having fun. And it wasn't about, and everything, it wasn't even about, I didn't look at it like sex trafficking. Because every trip wasn't about sex.
Yeah.
It just, somebody just thought I was nice and I might be my friend.
Want to spend some time.
Want to spend time and want to have fun. Hey, everything is about sex. So it's really a crazy world.
It is, but I'm glad he has been vindicated for his situation.
I am too.
Where him and his family can go back and just
finish enjoying all the things that's happening with their daughter, because she's in plays and everything.
Yeah, she's such a beautiful young lady. She is. And that is hard for your kids to watch.
Especially and kids who are able to tap and get on the internet and pull anything up. That's why I tell people, I had a conversation the other day about people need to be mindful of what they put out there on the internet, because this stuff can't be erased. It can be retrieved. Mm-hmm. And when your kids get older, they can always type your name in and all your information to come up. Yeah. So, people have to watch what they say about each other when it comes to moms and dads.
That's the only thing that I look at it. I just be like, people like that attorney, like, how do you sleep at night? How do you,
money is,
because they know
all evil.
They know, attorneys that know, but when it comes to something like sexual and rape, it's like, how do you sleep at night and this man is innocent? Or
allegedly,
we don't
really know, but at the end of the day, I think it is because you see how fast that case was dropped.
Yeah,
because they didn't have everybody just trying to ride on a Puffy bandwagon thing. Everybody trying to add something from the Puffy situation. So I just feel like it's hard to believe. I'm not saying that victim. Listen, I'm definitely in for all the victims if they're out there. Talk to somebody, reach out to somebody. But people that's just trying to get money and not just get money to help or really
make it so hard for a true victim.
Yeah, to really be heard.
For the story to be believed and heard.
Yeah, really be heard. It's like I said, the little boy who cried wolf. So it's so hard. But I'm not saying nothing is not, can't happen, but it never happened to me. But yeah.
And then also, to kind of, switch gears a little bit, in the news lately, they've been talking about stalking situations. And both you and I both have had stalking situations. I just recently,
crazy.
A couple of weeks ago, Gabby Thomas, the Olympian Gabby Thomas, she was in the airport.
She's in the airport, right?
And she was talking about how she noticed that 3 guys were following her from, not just from terminal to terminal, but from one airport to another in another city. And she noticed that they had been following her.
Well, shit, that's scary.
So she freaked out and she alerted authorities, and she went and she told, her fans on her social media platforms.
That's scary.
It freaked her out. And then you have the tennis star in the middle of her match.
Oh, she noticed her stalker. I read about that.
She noticed her stalker, and she goes and she hides. That's how much it freaked her out, that his presence was there, that she went and hid behind the umpire's chair. Wow. Now, they had also said that she was at the hotel, and he approached her at the hotel.
Wow.
With some type of note or something. And
that's scary.
That's scary. So it freaked her out to see him in the stands. So for her, it was saying, he's able to
get that close
to me. He's able to get that close access to me, no matter where I am.
That's scary. That's scary.
That's scary.
Yeah, that just reminds me of not to be that close, but just somebody not knowing. You're not knowing who someone is. and they know who you are.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we've experienced it in our personal life.
Not knowing what it is.
As well as we've experienced our personal life, our work life, personal life.
You know, to this day, right now, like seriously, I've been stalked on two different type of forms. On the personal, I think to this day, my personal made me not want to allow another male to know exactly where I lay my head at.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
You understand? So it made me feel like I couldn't give nobody that
access to
my space.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, because that kind of stalking is, you can't sleep, you looking out. I don't want that.
I know. Trust me, I know.
And the business side, you know the situation that happened.
Yeah.
You know, we were in the car together.
Yeah.
And that situation ended up going a longer, different way, because this stalker somehow got my number.
Yeah.
And started saying derogatory things towards my daughters, what they were going to do to my daughters. So that was a scary situation, and I had to get the police involved with that.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Both ways have been scary for me, just personal and past situations and past before I was married, past relationships I've had,
Yeah.
Past where they stopped or was kind of a little bit
cuckoo.
Yeah, a little obsessive.
Well, on a personal level, I wasn't so much as scared. It wasn't so much as being scared. I was scared for that motherfucker. Because what I was going to do.
But for real though, we've had
I've had somebody actually break in my house, mm-hmm. and I sat outside. We sat outside and watched them do it. Mm-hmm. Broke in my house and took juice, milk, everything in the refrigerator, and poured it all in my bed headboard. Took one of every shoe, my clothes, and I watched them do it. It's that's the sign. It's funny at the same time, but it's scary at the same time. Somebody can have that type of access to you. So
yeah, because when you're younger, you're almost like, oh, that's cute.
They think it's cute. It's not cute.
And then you're like, when you get older, you realize, no,
nigga, you was cuckoo.
Yeah.
And you don't need no boo-boo because you cuckoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't know what boo-boo means, but...
yeah, it's a hell of a feeling when you're like, getting in your car and then someone runs up on you. You looking around,
oh my God.
And they're like, I can find you anywhere. And like, literally when that happened to me, I was like, I mean, and there's nothing in me that will, I'm going to fight to the gods to protect myself. Mm-hmm. But when you're caught off guard and someone comes at you and you're just like, just regular shit, getting in your car, getting in your vehicle, and it's done, like, and you have no knowledge that they're there, that freaks you out. Like, my body was shaking from the time I left from where I was to when I got to y'all.
I got so many stories. I really didn't realize, to right now, that was really stalking.
Yes.
Like, a lot of things that happened to me was stalking, and it's like, a person can watch you from a club, in the club, from a club.
Even in the club.
Yeah.
I had one guy that, oh my gosh, like, he would come in, and it probably should have registered to me that something was wrong, but back then, guys used to be kind of like aggressive, and they, throw their weight, and they might come over there and throw some money in another person's pile that they, but you don't think anything of it. And I could be in front of, another group or in front of people, and this person used to come over and kind of interrupted. When are you coming over? I'm like, I'm coming in, And then it was one time that I left out of the building, and I noticed that he was close by my car.
Oh, hell no.
And I didn't think anything of it at first, but then I kept walking towards it, and then he was walking closer, so it was like he was watching me. And then that day, he didn't say anything, so he just let me get in the car. He just kind of just watched me. So then, like, about a week later, I come back around and the same thing happened. It was one of those good late nights. And so I'm walking out and I see him again. And this time he's at my car.
That's crazy.
And then he's like, I was like, oh, and I'm talking to him from a distance. I'm like, what you doing? I got to get in my car. Like, I need you to back. He was like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you for a minute. I was like, no. I need you to back because I need to get in my car. And he wouldn't move. So I had to go get the security. And the security came out. But from there, like, he would just, like, for weeks, sit in there and just watch. So finally, I just was like...
That's scary.
And he was sending me different stuff. I would just, like, turn around. I don't want it, just... And it got just really... It was really freaky. So they had to ban him, bar him from the club.
Yeah,
and that was just a male. We had a female... Our entire... So when I got my husband, we had a female stalker that stalked the entire family. One of the guys had met a girl.
I remember her.
And okay, this goes back to that conversation that needs to be had. You need to properly do a check
on everybody.
That you're bringing around. Check him or her out because you don't know what you're dealing with.
Exactly.
One of the guys had met a girl out, and he had brought her over to the house like once or twice or whatever. And nobody really knew what she looked like except for my husband's cousin, James. He had seen her once. And long story short, this was during the days of MySpace and all, She literally stalked everybody. She got my mother-in-law's telephone number. She got every family member. She got the family pastor's telephone number.
She was crazy.
Like literally we had to, and she would stalk everybody. She would make threats. She would make up lies. She would make fake pages of me, fake pages of just other females in the family.
I've never had that type of stalking. That's like she took that shit to another
She did, and consistently.
She consistently took it.
Like where we had to get a detective to basically get the police involved and get a detective, and really that's what stopped her. Because I mean, let's just be honest. People see the popos coming, reality check kicks in. So I really feel for these ladies that are going through what they're going through. And guys, because there's some psychotic guys out, psychotic women out here.
Psychotic women out here that be thinking they're in relationships with you. Even that situation I was saying earlier about at the job, I had to get the police involved because they was trying to figure out the number they was calling from, threatening me and my daughter. So that was a real spooky situation because my daughters were also one was in high school, one was in middle school. So it's like, you fear for your kids.
Yeah.
Being in the industry, you don't know who's watching you.
Yeah.
You're in a club full of a million people, a zillion people in a club. You don't know who's watching you from afar. To this day, people might walk up to me and say, "Oh yeah, I was in the club at such and such and such, 2016, and you had on a pink shirt, pink two-piece,
That's why
that's crazy.
Yeah, anybody who knows me knows like when we're out, I'm always watching everything.
I watch everything.
Everything. I watch all my
friends. We're always
we're like
two of the kind because that's what our name is. Our nickname is.
Yeah.
Because our head be on the swivel.
Yeah.
Our head
watching
be
everything.
on the swivel.
Everything. Like, did you see that? Yeah, I seen it.
We be already 10 steps ahead. And that's how you have to be, ladies and men.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really,
you gotta protect yourself.
It's a sad thing when you're a celebrity because when you're a celebrity, your husband play ball.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing for you all. I've been around in situations.
Yeah.
And people just nitpicking. You don't never know who is who.
Yeah.
Because you are a celebrity. You are a household name.
Yeah. It's scary.
It's very scary.
I mean, it's part of it. You got to interact and engage. But it is scary because you never know. You just never know. Yeah. And so, we're going to, and that's a big now that, because we come from a sports family.
Yeah.
And so now that we're venturing into the guys are, doing the combine and then they're preparing for the draft. So these are the conversations that, like, I hope
every mother
that their mothers and fathers are having conversations with them like this.
These young men that are in the draft and the combine. They need to have these conversations because it's women and I'm young ladies that prey on college kids and boys. Yeah. And it's some grown women out here too. And I ain't gonna hold you. Not me.
Yeah.
But it's some grown women out here that be preying on young guys. So you gotta keep your kids, your young men educated.
You just gotta put them up on game. I'm
all about from day one. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm gonna tell you what a woman gonna do, say, do, all the things because they need to be aware of. When you start getting money, it's a lot of shit come behind it.
Oh my gosh,
it's a lot of shit come behind it, and
a lot
of shit come behind it. So I hope that these young men are getting really. I think they started now. Like my grandson was telling me, his new coach is Michael Vick,
okay,
and they have a class. It's kind of like preparing the boys for groupies and like
I love that.
That type of thing. So
I love that.
I think that's what shit started in high school because these boys get they get NIL money in high school.
Indeed.
And there's women that prey on these young high schoolers.
Yes.
So I feel like it should start there.
Yeah.
They need to have classes for these kids, females and male.
I feel like that is a part of it. Like, let's not just talk about the money. Let's not
everything.
Like, I feel like
you gotta tell little boys about race.
If you're gonna groom them, you have to groom them all the way around the board.
They gotta be
and put them up on everything, and be like you said, aware of your surroundings and be knowledgeable that
people around you.
That this shit is real out here.
Yeah, it's real. Everybody should know where you. I was just having a conversation with someone and he's just like he's saying that he was telling his son, like everybody should not know where you live. Everybody, you about to take off. Everybody should know where you live. Everybody should know where you live. Where you lay your head at, you got to be careful with that. To all the young men.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that. Everybody not your friend. And every friend should be able to bring a friend around.
Yeah.
You got to stop that too.
Yeah.
You don't need none of that.
I've always been, like, when my husband played, like, I've always been that wife and, sister to, his teammates and friends that I'm a straight shooter. I'm like, bro, you did what? You brought her back. He might be laughing and talking shit about it. You brought her back to your what? Your you took her back to the girl you met last night to your condo. Why you didn't go get a room? Oh, I just took her. Well, if you had got the hotel room, that camera would have showed
who came in and out that hotel.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times
you gotta protect yourself.
You gotta protect yourself at all costs. Even like I said, even women in sports, young ladies is in sports, and they going to you gotta protect yourself. Because it's men who prey on you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to take advantage. Because the women are getting it.
I just feel like at the end of the day, I hope somebody who's watching our podcast, if you have a son that's in any type of sports or anything that's he's going forward in life, talk to your sons. They don't even got to just regular everyday things. Life be lifing. Yeah. They need to know about life for real. I have people when I raised my kids are outgrown, but when I raised my kids, I always kept it real with them because they need to know about the real world. Because the real world will eat them alive if they don't know nothing. You can have book sense, but you also need to have street sense.
Yeah.
So, that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. So before we wrap up,
what we doing?
Before we wrap up, I think it's important to also let our viewers know that we got some special things going on at OG headquarters.
We do.
We do. And the first thing is we have our Pandora's playlist.
Yeah.
So we want y'all to tune in.
And also leave comments. Leave us some of your favorite songs so we can add them to the
so you can be part of the playlist. And then, not only do we have our playlist with Pandora, we also have OG Headquarters merch.
Yes.
That's right. We have merch, ladies and gentlemen. Look, talk to us. Communicate with us. We want to give merch away. We want to send some merch out to you guys.
Please, like,
yes.
We are open book over here at OG Headquarters. So we want you all to interact with us. So if it's things that you want to talk about, please leave it in the comments. Let us know. And definitely, we want to give away some merch. So we want y'all to tune in. Tell somebody to like, comment, and subscribe on our channel so they don't miss out on their chance to get some of this good merch we got coming.
Yeah. And like we told you before, we want to be interactive with you guys. We want y'all to become part of the platform too. We want y'all to come on into the headquarters. Listen, you never know. Leave a comment. You never know when we may be calling you up.
Yeah.
For you to jump on and talk a little shit with us, drop some gems, tell us your story, because we do know we all have a story.
We all have a story. And if you want to just cry, we'll cry with you. Yeah. This is an open platform over here. OG Headquarters is all about life, be lifing, and we just want to talk. We want to interact. So please leave us comments. Please leave some songs down below. I hope we got good songs.
Some good songs. We can add you to the playlist.
Yeah, it's some bull crap now. We don't want no bull crap. So leave us one of your favorite songs, your top 5 favorite songs. Yeah. Comments. So you can always DM us as well. We check our DMs. We check our emails.
Just like with today's conversation, these were comments that were left and discussions that were left, and so we were talking about it today. And again, we're going to continue bringing our friends on so you can hear gems from them and hear what they have going on in their world and how like their world is relatable to yours. But again, we want to hear from you all. We want y'all to come on into the headquarters so we can also highlight your story. Exactly. Let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about out here, guys. Life be life, and
it's still just the beginning of 2025, so let's go.
Yeah. The good, the bad, the ugly, we're here to talk about it.
We are.
And we're here to get through it together.
And you're going to, every day, I know you all, some people are tuning in thinking that we're just going to tell our life story, and one day you just got to tune in. Because you never know. You miss the episode, you never know what you might miss. So make sure you tune in.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Welcome to the OG HQ, where you get the real talk.